Well, say this is a cool hat you got here. What kind of hat is it?
It's ICP, Insane Clown Posse.
Really? Where'd you retrieve that at?
This patch is actually came off my. I had a friend that just passed away about 2 months ago. He committed suicide. His mom had just passed 4 days prior, and he just couldn't take the grief, and he decided to take his own life. And this patch and all these safety pins that are around it came off a pair of pants that he had, that his dad gave to me.
Oh.
As well as that shirt actually was his. It was his as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the shirt I was wearing.
Yeah.
But it's ICP, Insane Clown Posse. It's probably one of my favorite bands. It was also his. It was his favorite band. It's all he listened to.
Really? Now, how many people are in that band?
It's not. It's a. They're a duo. It's they're a rap duo.
Oh, they're a rap duo.
They actually consider themselves Christian evangelists.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Rappers. Okay, the rap duo.
You never heard of ICP?
No. Well, I think I've heard of it a little bit. I've heard of it a little bit. I'm trying to think that group when I was a kid. What was that group when I was a kid? What was it called? Kid and Play?
Kid and Play, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that two of them?
Yeah, they're kind of like Kid and Play, but they, like I said, these guys are more. They don't do like gangster rap or any of that crap. They talk about. I like to call it fantasy. You know, it's more fantasy rap, and you know, it's just basically what's on their mind at any given time. You know, and it's the thoughts that plague us, and what we're supposed to, what we do with these thoughts. You know, what we'd like to do, what not necessarily what we do, but what we would like to do, what we think about doing. You know, and they talk about. You know, they got a song called "Miracles," talking about all the miracles that they found throughout life. And, you know, I don't know. They do a lot of different stuff.
Do you know if a lot of them been tragedy or not? That band, the posse. That you know if a lot of that group, that duo, clown posse. Have they been through like tragedy or whatever?
Have they been through tragedy?
Well, I guess I went through tragedy, but you know, sometimes you hear about a lot of them, like, particularly if you're like in like the heavy metal groups or whatever, you hear about like some of them like losing people to drugs or whatever.
Oh no, they've been together since '94.
Okay.
Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope, man, they've been making music since 1994. Well, before that, I think actually. I want to say about '91. They've been making music. I've been into them since '94, and they actually have a big, huge, what they call a gathering of juggalos in Indiana every year, where they get together. They rent out a piece of land, a big, huge campground, and they have a whole weekend of music from everybody on their label, and thousands of people show up every year.
Wow. Jeez. Well,
they got an amazing following.
You know, I remember I really hated this movie when it came out, but I loved the song. That movie, Dangerous Minds. Michelle Pfeiffer, she was a teacher.
Yeah.
I love that. I hated that movie, but I love that song, Gangsta's Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great song.
Gangsta Paradise.
I love that song. Yeah, I heard that song in a long time. That was a great song.
They actually.
And I was never much into rap like you were. So I'm
not big into rap. I'm just into ICP.
But I loved that song. I just loved it.
A lot of people don't consider ICP rap.
Oh. It's
more rock and roll than it is rap, but the rockers will say it's more rap than it is rock and roll. They kind of got a genre all their own. You know, the closest to it would probably be Eminem. But
yeah, see, there are one or two of his songs I like too. But you know, it's like
they don't like each other. Matter of fact, Eminem has wrote a whole album against ICP, and ICP's wrote a whole album against Eminem. So, like I said, they don't like each other at all.
Really? Yeah, must be. It's kind of like you know, like the Star Wars and Star Trekkies. You know, some people like both, but
I love both. But I love what J.J. Abrams is doing to them, and the new Star Wars movies are gonna rock.
But the thing was, though, I love but they've done the same where they've like kind of made fun of each other. Because Star Wars and Star Trek, I mean, you could love both or hate one and love the other, but they're both kind of rivals. They both have it kind of in for each other a little bit.
Yeah, they're great. Have you ever seen the movie Fanboys?
I never saw it.
Oh man, it's a great movie. It's a big play on that war between between Trekkies and Star Wars guys. That whole movie is all about that. It's all about how they clash. You know, It's hilarious. It's got the same guy that was in Balls of Fury, the movie with the ping pong player. Did you ever see that one?
No, I have not.
Man, do you live in a box, man, in a cave somewhere? You open your eyes. There's great movies out there.
Yeah, well, I guess I've seen more of the bigger known ones, but I guess I sometimes I get kind of, people tell me not to do that. You get kind of the independent ones. I kind of scooch over, and they're like, you shouldn't do that.
My main passion is theater, man, and I watch anything.
What's your favorite play?
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, I was always kind of interested in seeing that movie, actually, Sweeney Todd, Johnny Depp.
The movie was really good. It's not as good as the play, but it was really, really good. They did a good job on it.
Yeah.
There's just something about seeing it live on stage. It's magical, man. The things that how creative people can get with the scenes, you know, to pull you into them. It's awesome, man.
Aida, I've seen Aida, Walt Disney's Aida. It was Walt Disney's Aida. That's a really good show.
Wicked was really awesome. I saw that.
But yeah, film Wicked.
The movie Wicked.
Yeah,
or not the movie. I'm sorry, the play.
Oh.
It was a play on they did it at Victoria Theater.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty good.
Okay.
I saw Phantom of the Opera. That was a really good one.
I never saw that. That's like a horror film, and they're like a horror play, isn't it? Like kind of a scary kind of thing.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And Dracula. It's all Bram Stoker's Dracula on stage, which is pretty good.
Effects. Some great musical numbers on there. Yeah, I mean, some
Fiddler on the Roof. Another good performance.
Sounds like you've seen a lot of good shows. You had to go to. You actually usually been to New York and seen a play on Broadway. You ever been to New York and seen a play on Broadway? You ever wanted to go see it in New York and see a play on Broadway?
Someday I will.
They have some of the. I heard they have some of the best shows up there.
Oh yeah, of course, man. They're nationally known Broadway. Man. That's where every player wants to go is Broadway. I'd love to get there someday. I'd love to get into theater someday.
Great. So, okay, on tonight you're going to Alcoholics meeting.
An Alcoholics Anonymous, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what kind of classes have you taken? I mean, how is that like to go to? I mean, AA and stuff like that. I mean, what did they? There's been alcoholism in my own family, so I was wondering, like, what can they do to? Say what they do. They have you sit you in a group. I've seen these things like on TV where they've sit people like in a round circle and tell people they have a problem.
Yeah, you see,
not very accurate.
It is to an extent. See, it doesn't really explain a lot about what it is, and it's hard to explain it to somebody that's not an alcoholic. But otherwise, I can explain it in a joke. If you sober up a horse thief, or if you sober up a drunken horse thief,
yes,
what do you got? A horse thief.
A horse. Okay.
He's still a horse thief. So you got to come down. It teaches you to get to the root of the problem, and the problems lie within us.
Right.
And it basically teaches you a whole new way of life, man. Because as alcoholics, we don't know how to function with or without alcohol in our lives. Yeah,
it's like prohibition and stuff like that. I mean, prohibition's like been like around since when was that legalized? 1920s, I think.
No,
1930s.
I want to say it was 40s.
40s? I can't remember.
Prohibition was in 42, I think.
I can't remember my history. I'm sorry.
I think it was in 42.
Sometimes, like when you're talking,
but it wasn't long. It was only a couple of years.
They're talking about like a lot of people in England like drink a lot of wine and they live longer and stuff like that. It depends on how you do it with alcohol. It might depend on the kind. Might depend on the kind.
You see, I was an alcoholic to the point where I couldn't move unless I had a beer. I couldn't get up in the morning. I'd be seized up and just like this till I got to the fridge and got a beer. If I had a beer in the fridge, which I rarely did, and I'd have to go down to the store and I'd walk all the way to the store just. Until I got that beer, and it wasn't until I finished that beer before I started to feel halfway normal, and then I moved right on to liquor. Okay.
Well, they say you drink water and that could help. Drink a lot of water, that would help. I heard like
it never really helps. It doesn't really help an alcoholic because it's really not the
is that when you're hungry
that they're looking for. They're looking for to change this.
Is that when you're really hungry? What is that? When you're really hungry, what did I say? Drink a lot of water or something? I forget what it was.
Water helps with hangovers.
Oh, okay.
If you drink it while you're drinking. But the problem is water has no alcohol in it. So it doesn't really work too well with alcoholics.
Yeah. So anyway, you got this job. So you got more jobs. Go to AA9. Hopefully you got some more jobs coming up.
I'm go back to work delivering pizzas tomorrow night.
And then your next construction job is?
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so great. Great.
I
And
stay busy.
what else are you trying to look for? Are you do roofing or anything like that too?
I do whatever comes up, man. I got like 5 or 6 guys that I go to for work, and whatever they bring my way, that's what I do.